George Academson, check it out. Now, listen, man, we got to give it up. Champagne Poppy, Light Skin, Keith Sweat, men lie, women lie, but the goddamn ghostwriters and the numbers never do. Now, we're talking about numbers, solely numbers, all right? Now, basically, I had predicted, and I'm glad when my predictions get broken because there's nothing I gain in even them selling less than what I predicted, okay? So basically, I said, yo, I don't think Drake is going to hit 1 million. You know why I didn't think he was going to hit 1 million? Because I'm like, let's actually think about, like, inflation, right? I mean, $100 today, right, would probably be worth like $4 back in the 60s, right? But if you had $100 back then, it would be worth a lot more if we equate it up to this time. It's kind of the reverse with music, right? If you sell 1 million records in 2016, when me and all my fucking E-Savages got ski masks on and we all over the place getting your album out the bandwidth, if you sell 1 million records first week, I could possibly go far and say, if it was like in the 2000s, let's say 2000, right? You wouldn't be selling 1 million. You'd probably be selling 3 million because now you had way more people who didn't know how to trap out the bandwidth. So that's what my thinking was. I didn't see him hitting 1 million, but indeed, people, I can admit when I'm wrong, he has sold 1 million records. Now, the numbers are coming in thanks to Hits Daily Double. They are not Nielsen SoundScan, but they're usually right on par, or at least they're closely accurate to what the final numbers are. Now, they're reporting that Drake Views sold 1,075,494 albums first week. Okay, now let's think about this because I don't want to burst people's bubble. I'm not hating, but I got to break it down. This is sales plus streaming. Now, Drake did a couple of very strategic things. You know what I mean? He knew some of you motherfuckers would only want to go buy the biggest simp anthem on a fucking album like Redemption, or maybe you want to buy Keep the Family Close. So, rather than allow you guys to purchase a lot of songs individually, he grouped them. So you gotta get the whole album or not at all. Unless you just have Apple Music and then you could listen to it. So basically, he was kind of foolproof with this method of rolling it out. So with that, the raw sales, and we have to show the power of streaming, because if you don't know, which you should know, Drake got a lot of fucking money to be on Apple Music, 19 million to be exact, and this is where we're seeing it come to fruition, because Apple got a bunch of subscribers, money's coming in from streaming, and to be honest, it's kind of breaking all type of records. Supposedly, they're going to easily smash the streaming record for a week. Yes. Drake even did more than Beyonce. What the fuck is the Beehive doing? The Beehive too worried about Becky. What the fuck is Becky? Worry about the music. Now, just sales. Okay, just sales. Drake Views did 855,013 records. This is purely sales, which means people copped straight off iTunes the album. All right? Now, when we actually look at sales plus streaming, this is where we actually see the million. So the million comes in here where it's 1.075, and that's the million that people will reflect on, because nowadays we count streaming. Now I hear certain people say, oh, well, when Wayne did it, he didn't have streaming. That's kind of accurate, but still, we are in a different day and age where people just not buying shit, and I believe the 1,500 streams equal one album is a good comparison, so we got to adopt with the times, all right? So basically, Drake did 1 million records first week, right? With views, broke my prediction. I mean, everybody's happy. All these corporate heads, they're probably laughing. I mean, sipping on Jägermeister or some dumb shit. And they're basically celebrating the fact that Drake has turned up for all of them. New subscribers for Apple Music. The label is getting money. We got Birdman Sandusky doing a hand run. Everybody's fucking happy. Now, let's actually mark his place during history. And by the way, some people are probably listening to this and you probably really don't fuck with Drake, but you're like, but the album's garbage. Or maybe some people are like, yo, the shit was fire. Now, again, I've always said this, sales does not equal quality. Sales equal demand, which means if you have something that is high demand, people will buy it despite if it's good or not. If people want it, people will go get it. So when you see high sales, doesn't say anything about the quality, it says everything about the demand. We're going to talk about quality when I review Views from the 6. That should be coming out within like a day or two. Latest, probably Monday. Just wait for it. I'll give you a review on the quality of the album. Right now, we're just talking sales. Okay? Let's see where he actually stacks up in history. So since 2000, there's only 3 albums above Views and only 2 people, really. The first one, as you could expect, and we're talking about first week sales. Strictly first week, and this is strictly hip-hop. I don't want to hear about Taylor Swift, Gaga, and all those people. Get the fuck out of here with that, right? Eminem got 2 albums. Marshall Mathers LP did 1.7 milli. Eminem Show did 1.322 milli, and 50 Cent's The Massacre did 1.14 milli in a short week, right? But then after that, in fourth position is Drake Views that did 1.075. Now, the crazy thing about it, which I know a lot of Eminem fans won't be happy about, yes, Drake outsold the Carter 3 and the Carter 4 first week. Carter 3 did 1.006 and Carter 4 did like 1.004. All right, so even though Wayne did sell a milli twice, Drake Views did more than them individually. Okay, so it's actually a good move for Drake. Again, if we equate his sales and what everybody else been selling to around the 2,000, if he dropped Views with the type of buzz he has today and people couldn't really trap out the bandwidth, he possibly could have been looking at like 3 million records first week. Okay, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Whether you like Drake, you hate Drake, he dropped a very commercially successful album. When the numbers come back, people are smiling. We're going to talk about the quality when I do my Views review. You guys wait for that, but you guys also chime in. What do you think about his numbers? Do you think, some people told me, yo, Apple Music might be fudging the numbers. I mean, they were the exclusive people to stream his album. If you look at the amount of sales they're reporting, it's about 200,000 in sales it will convert to. So all those millions of streams convert to about 200,000 in sales. So people had to cop the album from iTunes or else it wouldn't work, right? So, I mean, the streaming does help, but what usually helps the most is when people buy the album, all right? So we will figure out what's going on. By the way, if you guys didn't know, Drake outsold Beyonce. Like, what is the Beehive doing out here in these streets? Like, Beyonce. But again, Beyonce did drop on Tidal. Maybe she should have fucked with Apple Music. But I don't think Grandpa Hov would actually let that fly, right? You don't think so, right? All right. Get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, definitely subscribe. It's your boy, Jackademics. I'm out.